Hey guys, Joe, Craig, Ryan here, Stat Guy Adam in the corner, and we are the College Football Scouts.
Yeah, I cracked mine already.
Way too early.
Way
Always
too early.
premature.
Off camera.
Premature, dude. Story of my life, guys, I'm telling you.
All right, so we got a pretty interesting show here for you guys. Joe, why don't you go ahead and explain to them what we're going to be doing
All
today.
right, so I came up with this idea. You always hear about your typical mock drafts, your Mel Kipers, your Todd McShays, the typical, like the vanilla, this is the best players on the board. We're going to do a little bit different. We're going to do your typical mock draft. However, we've just already set off camera what teams we are, and we're going to pretend that we are the GMs in that actual moment. So we're not going to typically pick the guys that you think we're going to pick. It's going to be kind of our own personal
What would we do?
pizzazz.
What would we do in that position?
Pizzazz on
Right.
the pick a little bit.
No trades.
No trades, but we will, however, tell you if we were that team we wanted to trade, that we could trade, or what we would try to look for, maybe in that
Right.
kind of instance. But just for the sake of this mock draft, there will be no trades. And we're going to go through it, and it should be pretty fun.
Yep. So before we get started real quick, I want to tell you guys the dumbest thing that I've seen so far. All right, this week. I was at Publix today. Woman didn't have a mask, so she wrapped her hair around her face and tied it in a ponytail on the side of her head.
That's how you do
I
it.
had to tell you guys that. It was driving me nuts all day. Okay?
I mean,
I honestly just don't think it's the worst thing I've seen.
I had to get it
I've
off my
seen some rough
chest.
I've seen some
I've
rough
seen some
ones.
scuba
It
masks.
really isn't that bad.
I've seen a scuba mask.
Yeah, like it's like a snorkel. Like
Yeah,
Snorkel.
I don't know what that's doing.
Yeah.
All right.
Sucking in air better, actually.
More of it.
More air.
And concentrate.
Right into your mouth.
Straight into your mouth.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and kick it off. I'm number one. I'm gonna obviously got the Bengals. So again, we're going off what we think we would do in that position, what we want to do. Around the table, we're gonna do about a 30-second, explain our reasoning, our thought process, how we got there. We're gonna announce our pick, and then maybe for a minute or so, depending on the pick, how controversial it is, we're gonna kind of discuss it back and forth, guys, and just kind of see where everyone else stands on it. So, without no further ado, the Bengals. So, I sat there and I thought about it for a little while. What would I do? Now, for one, the Bengals, I probably would sign a veteran quarterback in free agency, just be on the safe side.
Yeah.
There are a couple still out there.
Cam Newton.
Cam Newton, Jameis Winston,
Winston.
you know. So that was my first initial thought. And they need offensive line help. Their offensive line, according to PFF, ranked 30th in the league, and not a single one of their players was in the top 50% at their given position on that offensive line. So I was really thinking, okay, is it worth an offensive line at this pick? But they have Jonah Williams coming back off injury.
First rounder last year, right?
First rounder last year. Okay, guy looks like he's going to be a stud. He looked like he was going to be a stud last year. He had a labrum tear, had to have surgery, missed the whole entire season. So, looking at what they currently have on their roster at quarterback, they have Ryan Finley, who had a 23.5% QBR for the year. It was atrocious.
Oof.
So, I'm not going to try to be cute or smart with this one. I'm going to pick Joe Burrow.
Yeah, Joe Burrow's a good pick.
I think that's the
Now,
right pick.
I can see you're like weighing out the options, but Joe Burrow's kind of a thing. If it wasn't like if Joe Burrow wasn't available at number one, you don't take a quarterback.
Yeah.
No, right. There's no quarterback that I would take number one right now besides Joe
Besides that,
Burrow.
if two is number one, I'm not taking two, and I'm going in a different direction.
Correct, yeah.
But Joe Burrow's kind of guy you just can't pass up.
I will also say the left tackles this year might be really good, but
Yes.
there's not one standout that you
Right.
can pick out one.
That
Who's
would make
obviously
Finley
that guy.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
I mean,
yeah. I don't think he's making
Anybody
that
else.
point.
So,
All right.
we'll go on. I think
Yeah.
that's a good
I don't think there's gonna be a whole lot there.
Any,
Anything you want to contribute over there?
Input on that?
Qualms? No, I think Joe Burrow's the right pick. I think,
that's
it's kind of a
fair.
You
no-brainer.
just had the same hairs, and that's why you like him.
Pick
So,
two.
yeah, pick two. I got the
Washington Redskins will be
Redskins with me. I mean, no brainer. I went Chase Young. I actually waver between Chase Young and Isaiah Simmons at number two because I like Isaiah Simmons a lot because he plays more than one position. He is. If you ask him what he plays, he's I play defense.
Yeah.
He doesn't play one position, but I think he's going to play more linebacker, more safety hybrid area, which is not what the Skins need. They need
Right.
they need a pass rush outside of Ryan Kerrigan, who's getting older.
Yeah.
They need a guy like Chase Young, and I've seen him 2 years now. It's a no-brainer. I mean,
Kerrigan's what, 31, 32
yeah,
years old?
he's getting up there. Like they need somebody
They
else.
drafted Sweat last year,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
So
but
you
they
got-
need
You'll give me
Kerrigan.
some.
Yeah,
And, I mean, you have Kerrigan, you need Chase Young.
not to mention now they're with Ron Rivera, they're a 4-3, not a 3-4.
I was saying, right,
so-
with Ron Rivera over there, and Ron Rivera's a defensive guy, so he's going to try to set that tempo early of, hey, this is our identity. We're playing some defense over
Yeah.
here.
So no qualms here on that
No,
one.
I'm good with that one. I mean, those first couple
Typical
picks.
first two. I think it's the
Yeah.
easiest two picks, probably the whole entire draft. Is
Yeah,
Joe
easily.
Burrow and Chase.
And Ron Rivera can't get in trouble with this pick, even if he's an absolute bust. It's his first.
I got
year
one
at
quick
that team.
question. Did you ever consider trading back? Because that's kind of the hot topic. Did you trade
With
back to
Skins?
maybe go for a lesser defensive
With
player?
Skins, I would trade back to maybe outside 5 at 6 or 7, but I'm not trading too far outside the top 10.
Okay.
I think you need a top 10.
So you
player.
like if you traded the inside top 10,
If I'm trading with anybody, I'm
third
trading-
round or back in second.
Yeah.
I think
but
you
I'm
get a
not-
second. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not trading out of the top 10.
Okay.
For a guy
That's
like
fair.
Chase Young, somebody would trade up, and I would say give probably 3 picks.
But it
on
wouldn't
total.
be for Chase Young, I think. I think you would trade your
You would
pick
trade up
for a
For
quarterback.
a quarterback.
Somebody would trade up and grab Tua
So
or
he
Herbert
wants
or
Tua
somebody.
or
All right, that's fair.
you know.
So
All
it
right.
came across. Okay, good.
Yep. Who's at 3?
So I'm at Lions. I'm pick 3. Now the Lions is the first. I actually think the first qualm we're going to come with the whole
Okay.
mock drafts because every mock draft pegs them for cornerback Jeff Okuda or whatever
Okuda.
Okuda.
from Ohio State. Very good corner. I am not going to sit here and try to bash or poke holes in his game. However, the Lions did trade away Darius Slay this offseason, but they went out and signed Desmond Trufant for a little bit of a contract. And they have a guy named Justin Coleman on the back of the roster too, as another corner who's been really coming up lately as a young good corner. So I look at their defensive roster, and they don't have any defensive linemen. They literally only have Trey Flowers. That's it. Snacks left.
Yeah.
The other guy, Mike Daniels, left. So like the offense is in depletion. I think Matt Patricia's bailing water at this point. Honestly, if I was the Lions, I would probably try to trade back out of this pick because I don't think,
I think there's-
anyone at this point is actually worth it. Isaiah Simmons is something special, but I don't think it's going to make the Lions win games. However, with all that being said, with all their ads this offseason, all the investments in corner already, I'm going to go with Derek Brown, defensive tackle from Auburn. He's very special. Matt Patricia does the multiple defensive look where he moves the 3 technique to 2 technique to 3 technique back and forth. I really think Derek Brown, with that, remember the pick 6 he had, or almost pick 6 this year? I think he has sneaky athleticism. I think he's probably the best pick for them at this point.
I honestly see in real life. I could see the Lions trading out of this pick.
I mean, I think they should.
They definitely should. I agree. If it were me, I would trade out of
Too
this
many
pick.
holes. Too many holes.
Yeah. And
This pick is going to make your team a playoff team next year.
no, not at all.
Sorry.
And he kind of needs it because Matt Patricia's, like I said, bailing
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. So I'm not mad at the Derek Brown pick because it is a position of need. I wouldn't I wouldn't draft him number 3 overall. Like you said, I would have to trade down.
And I would love him at like pick 7.
Pick 7, even at 10, you still have Javon
Yeah.
Kinlaw. So if
Yeah.
you really needed a defensive tackle, there's a high chance
Agreed.
that one of those two is going to be
Agreed.
there in the top 10.
Agreed.
So, but I mean, I'm not mad at the pick. It makes sense for what they need.
Yeah.
I do think there's a big drop off between losing Darius Slay and then where you drop to Desmond Trufant.
Yes.
And then an unproven young corner.
Yeah.
So, I mean, either way, I think you can't really go wrong because there's so many holes across the defense.
So many holes.
Darius Slay needed to get re-signed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's-
if you draft Okuda with that pick, which is what obviously everyone
That
thinks
would
they're going
add,
to do.
it would be like having a boat that's kind of sinking and you fix the plumbing. It's like, guys, we have so many things wrong with the boat. Why are we
Right.
fixing plumbing right now?
Right.
We already have 2 okay corners. I don't need 3. I don't need 1 good corner and 2 okay.
And 2 okay corners,
I
right.
need many pieces right now. And I think that's why I lean more towards Derek Brown at the end of the day.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
So we'll go on to pick 4, who is the New York Giants. I believe this is stat guy Adam.
That guy Adam.
Oh, coming in
So,
strong.
If I'm the Giants right here, which I am stoked. I am elated. I got arguably the best player in the draft right here, Isaiah Simmons, linebacker out of Clemson.
Really? Okay.
That's
Who else am I
pick.
taking there?
Locking it in.
Guy is an absolute beast, and you know he's
Okay.
got a chip on his shoulder because they allowed a couple points in the national championship game.
Oh, yeah.
So he's ready to prove himself. I mean, I can see this guy wearing a gold jacket someday. He is a beast.
I don't think anyone's going to argue that he's a freak.
I do have one kind of
You
big
go,
argument.
you go ahead, and then I'll
I
chime
don't
in.
like
The
that.
Giants let go of Janoris Jenkins. Baker had a historically bad year. Eli Apple left 2 years ago, a first-round pick. They are Landon Collins is gone. They are absolutely depleted in the secondary, and I feel like at pick 4, I'd be elated to get Jeff Okuda.
If he fell to you, okay. I was going to go a different direction with it. I'm going to go offensive line.
That's what I was
which
gonna go.
Seems like the normal pick that a lot of people are saying Jedrick Wills or whoever's going to
Yeah.
go to them, whoever they have ranked as a top tackle. My thought process behind it is this. You invested everything in a Saquon Barkley
Yep.
and in a Danny Dimes. Okay?
What a dumb name.
awesome.
Daniel Jones,
I know,
all right?
he doesn't deserve it at
No,
all.
not at all. Not at all.
For
That's-
being the Bucks.
That's not the hard
I
at all.
digress.
But agreed. But if you're gonna if you traded up and drafted him at number 6 last year,
Yeah.
and
You wanna protect your assets.
Saquon, you need to protect your assets.
Obviously, it's kind of cool because we've already I think he messed up somewhere else. Use it as a mess up. Also, you did not mess up because as a damn.
Oh, it's a fantastic
It's a
pick.
real
You have,
good-
like you said, a Hall of Fame pick. Possibly.
I think it kind of is.
That's a real
My
Dave
thought
Gettleman
process-
draft pick in my
thought
opinion.
process of
It's
going
safe.
with the
It's a safe
offense
gentleman
is,
pick. I like
you
it.
know, if I'm David Gettleman, I got so much faith in Danny Dimes. I mean, I drafted
Oh my
him.
god! All right,
much
pick
faith.
5.
You like anybody.
Somebody cut his mic off. What are we doing here?
This is why he's off screen.
All right, pick 5. Now this really is a conundrum now because it's kind of funny how things play out because now Jeff Acunda is kind of sliding because I'm pick 5 as the Dolphins. I have Xavier Howard. I have Byron Jones who decided to be the highest paid corner. I really don't need a corner.
Nope.
So, I mean, I'm gonna go with who I think they should pick. Is the Dolphins? I think they should go with Tua Tagovailoa, the quarterback from Alabama.
Yes.
I know he has some injury scares, and I do agree he does have some. However, so did Deshaun Watson, and so did Michael Vick. There's a couple other players. So I'm forgetting a couple of them. Stafford too, who's kind of figured out now later in his career.
Yeah.
But there's a couple of players who've been hurt in college, but they're just so damn good that I'm not gonna just sit here and be scared of an injury. Yeah, things happen. Things is a freak. I'm going Tua. I'm changing the franchise. I think Brian Flores is doing a good job of changing that defense around. He's really building that secondary to something special.
All right,
And I'm going to go with Tua Tagovailoa.
Here's my question for you as the GM. He's been cleared 100% healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Is he your week 1 starter or is
No.
Fitzmagic your week 1 starter?
Fitzmagic's my starter.
Until you start losing a lot of
Well,
games.
whatever. Tell whatever I give a shit.
If you start off 7-2 with Fitzmagic, I mean, ride that
It's
out.
not going
right?
to happen, but yeah. At best,
Ask
3-0.
the Bucks. The Bucks.
At best, 3-0. That's the Bucks.
But you
There's a reason why they call him Fitzmagic. Okay.
At best, 3-0.
I mean, you have to keep that in mind. Though.
yeah, no, I would definitely let him sit for a week, kind of like let him learn. But I really feel like it's a very short leash for Ryan, which he knows how to play that role. He's a professional.
So I have a very bold stance on Tua right now, and I'm going to catch a shit ton of heat for it, but I'm going to say it anyways. And it's on camera. Everybody knows it. I can't take it back after this. He's undraftable in the first round of me
That's crazy because of injury.
because of injury concerns, size concerns.
Yeah, your mind. Yeah, your mind. Yeah,
I mean, so far everything like so he. When you watch the tape, yes, he checks all the boxes.
Checks all the boxes. He checks the intangibles.
Okay,
He came
but
in
is
that
he gonna,
Georgia game,
if
won
I'm-
the championship.
If I'm going to draft him, number 5 or 4? Where are we at? 5. Number 5 overall. I need to know that he's going to be there in 4 years. I right now don't believe that he'll be there in 4 years due to injury concerns. Because
I mean, yeah.
So he's had 2 surgeries in college, or 3 surgeries in college. He had surgeries on both his ankles. His surgery on his
No,
hip.
it was one ankle and one was a thumb.
It's
a little overblown.
He
Yeah.
had 2 high ankle sprains that had that
I've heard
required
this stat. One of them
arthroscopic
is a
surgery.
thumb, and I think it's bullshit. It's
Thumb.
not fair.
He had
Brett
the
Favre had
hip.
like 17 surgeries on his thumb. Never missed a
Yeah,
game.
yeah, that's true. But Brett Favre's a different
I know,
breed
but
of
I'm
guy.
saying I think the
Not to
injuries
mention-
getting overblown.
Lowest score on the Wonderlic test. I don't put a lot of weight
Oh
into it,
my
but it is
God.
kind of funny.
No weight in the
So,
Wonderlic.
real quick, the 2 lowest scores out of all the quarterbacks, both came from Alabama originally. Jalen Hurts and Tua.
Damn.
13 and 18.
I mean, you're not.
That's why they beat Notre Dame. Anyways, let's go on. So I'm gonna pick 2 at Dolphins. Pick 5. So
Okay.
we want to pick 6.
Who's got 6?
That'd be me. That's Chargers.
Ooh,
All right.
Chargers at pick 6. So a couple
This is an
cornerbacks on the
interesting
board.
one.
So what do you do?
I think the Chargers are just really looking for the heir to the throne. They need a new guy to take over quarterback. Ty God's good, but how long is he gonna be the guy? They gotta look to the future. I think they fall in love with Herbert and they pull the trigger on him early.
Wow,
Taking it 6.
Herbert.
Okay.
Another guy. Are you rolling with Ty Guy?
This one's
as long
kind of
as
weird because I
possible?
feel like with this pick, I'm kind of going away from the way we were doing it because with me here, I might not make this pick, but like I have a feeling this is just one where they just fall in love with the guy and they take him, kind of like a Danny Dimes situation last year. You always see that happen with a quarterback where a guy
That's
just
true.
Yeah.
he seems like
Just
oh,
wows
they-
him in the meeting room,
Yeah.
I mean, I have so many qualms with this. I think Ty God's much better player than Herbert is right now, and probably ever will be.
Well, yeah, he's
I'm a Ty God guy. I don't like the pick. There's a lot of good players on the board. I mean, Jeff Acuna is now on an absolute free fall.
So, which brings me to number 6.
well,
Well, hold on.
Hold on
I had
a
the
second,
qualms.
because-
I had my qualms. You guys have
I'm
anything
sorry.
about-
I just want to look at something real quick because my thought on this is the Chargers are potentially building what I think is going to be or could be one of the best defenses in the NFL very quickly.
Yes.
You've got
Agreed.
Bosa, you got Derwin James, you got a bunch of different guys.
Melvin Ingram.
Melvin Ingram, just ridiculous talent all
They
across
said
the
the
board.
corner too, didn't they? Another
So
big name corner.
right now they've got Chris Harris,
Chris Harris. That's what I was
who
saying.
has a PFF ranking of 92,
Brandon
number
Flowers.
4 rated corner in the in NFL. But after that,
Not Brandon Flowers. Excuse me. They have
Desmond
King.
King and
And
Hayward.
Casey Hayward.
So they're pretty solid there. So I actually am okay with the pick because I don't
Jeff
know if
Okuda's
Okuda's a not a need.
Yeah.
But if I were them, I wouldn't draft Herbert. I think I would trade down
Well, obviously, but yeah, we can't.
and try to go defensive tackle because
Yeah.
their defensive tackle.
Well, come on. Don't do our boy like that.
What?
Notre Dame guy. Who went there? Tellery.
Yeah, Jerry.
Oh,
Tillery.
Yeah, come on,
yeah.
dude. He's
I mean, he's an up and coming. He's doing all right, but you know, what I mean, he was
Yeah.
number 39 in the
I mean,
league,
this is
but-
wild.
Isaiah
I mean-
Raquel, Notre Dame.
I mean, let's just say this is wild that Jeff Okuda's falling. I think it actually could happen maybe in real life a little bit too.
It definitely could.
Because a lot of these teams we're noticing on the 5, 6, 7 have really good secondaries. They're kind
Right.
of already built, so it's like, why would they pick a corner too? So it's kind of one of those players that might just fall.
I think if he doesn't get picked at number 3, he's going to fall.
Very
I mean,
possible. Very
who else after 3 is going to pick him until
Maybe the Giants is what I would say because they got in the lap.
There's a shot.
But Isaiah Simmons is,
he's
absolutely,
you can't
absolutely
pass
worth his
on
salt.
him.
And
Worth
they-
his salt, yeah.
They need a linebacker, and they need edge rusher, and they need
Yeah.
a safety. He two of those things.
right.
All right, so we're on pick
So we
7
got pick
now,
7,
right?
which is me. We got the Panthers, all right, which I can't even believe Jeff Okudah is here.
I mean,
This is a position
I mean,
of need.
Because I had Derek Brown and I had Isaiah Simmons as my number 1, 2 for the
Oh,
for
wow.
the Panthers because they needed a D lineman.
So you are really, but back in, you're like, happy
He's
to tell
loving
me.
life
They
right
needed
now.
a D lineman and they needed like a DB, but I was like, yeah, but you have Isaiah Simmons who plays linebackers, Kuechly retired,
Kuechly.
Yep.
and you had Derek Brown plays the interior lineman because McCoy's now
McCoy's gone.
he's
He
now
went
in
to
Dallas.
Dallas, yeah.
So now I'm like, well, holy shit, like Okudah's here.
Yeah, that's it,
And
right?
I need DB as a number. So I
So
mean,
I see his list right here. Number
it's
1.
number
pick.
1. He's
Yeah.
a defensive back. So
So-
I mean, obviously I'm taking him.
Locking it in.
Yeah,
All
I mean,
right.
I have no wrong with that.
I
He
can't
was-
even argue with
I
that.
might even take him if those two guys are available. At
Yeah.
7. If
can
Okudah's
see it.
available at 7, I'm like, oh, holy
So
shit.
cares, yeah.
I think from that standpoint, you're playing Tampa twice a year, who
We got
has
Tom Brady
Godwin,
and
Evans,
Evans.
and now Brady. You're playing Atlanta
Falcons,
every
Ridley.
year, who has Ryan, Ridley, and Julio. And then you're playing New Orleans, which
Michael Thomas,
Michael Thomas, Manuel Sanders,
yeah.
Drew
So
Brees.
you need people who can run with some of these guys, and I mean I think that's a no-brainer. So I like it.
That's a good pick. I mean, he fell in your lap. I mean, I have no qualms with this. The guy has been ranked off the charts and everything you can imagine. Only thing I have one slight, there is a slight back of my head, like, did we see the best? Like,
Yeah.
there kind of is no way to go.
Where's the
up.
ceiling at? Right.
Because you kind of already outranked everything. All your measurables are off the charts right now. Can you translate to the NFL? I don't know. But we'll see. I think he's crazy good.
Yeah. No. Absolutely.
Because same thing, because you said the same thing when you called Micah Hyde and that hooker guy, remember, from Ohio State? You kind of called that.
Yeah. Well, Marshall Lattimore. Yeah.
I mean, Marshall Lattimore, in
Hooker.
Hooker. And we know who's better.
yeah. Well, Marshall Lattimore is that.
I was saying,
Yeah.
but it was the opposite. Like,
Yeah, I
we
thought
didn't
Hooker
know.
was good, yeah.
The Hooker, because you looked at his stats, it was.
Oh, you looked at his highlight tape.
You look at
Right.
Lattimore,
Flashing on the
Hooker
highlight
was
tape.
like in every play. I'm
Yeah.
like, Jesus, this is the Hooker highlight tape? Now we know.
Now we
Yeah.
know. Yep.
So,
All right.
that was 7.
Now we're at 8. Cardinals. That's me. All right. So
Newly added DeAndre Hopkins Cardinal.
that was my first thing. So
Yeah.
prior to them adding DeAndre Hopkins, I was sitting and thinking about it. I'm like, okay, you got a young quarterback, you got a Cliff Kingsbury offense that runs 4 and 5 wide receiver sets like crazy. I think
Yep.
they blew everybody away when it comes to how many sets
Most
they
they've ran, yeah.
Right, by far.
I saw that saying, yep.
So you have an aging Fitzgerald, you have a young Christian Kirk over there. I was thinking you have to get another wide receiver. So I was thinking of going CeeDee Lamb here. 2 reasons: brings in the Oklahoma guy, brings in a superstar,
Connor's
offensive-
preaching his name.
but DeAndre Hopkins got traded to him. So you filled that position of need. You have a solid veteran in Fitzgerald, who I mean he's lost a step, but let's be honest, he's a Hall of Famer, incredible. You say O-line?
Yeah.
100% I'm about to go O-line. So just let me get there, dude.
Sorry.
The Pro Football Focus ranked their offensive line as 22nd in the league. They were 28th in run blocking.
Not good.
Although Murray was credited as being at fault for his own sacks for 23 of the
I
sacks that he
believe
took
it.
last year.
I believe it.
Holding onto the ball.
That's a rookie thing.
So I can't believe that Jedrick Wills is still on the board.
I
Right
know.
I
Well,
know.
I mean,
I can't believe it.
I thought the Giants were going to take him.
So
Giants,
I'm going to go ahead and lock that one
What a
in.
Gilliman pick.
Jedrick Wills is off the board now, guys. He's going in.
good pick, good
Of course.
pick.
Yeah.
No arguments here on that end. I mean, that's a good, strong left tackle. They need a left tackle. That offense is kind of loaded. You can argue maybe some defense with Patrick Peterson aging
Yeah.
and Buda Baker coming up for contract next year, but
So I almost went defense. I had Jeff Okudah on here if he was on the board still.
She almost was.
I know.
I had Jeff Okudah for another team too. Like,
And
I
I
didn't
had-
know he was gonna fall.
I had Derek Brown on here if he was still on the board as well. We're both on my list because their defense gave up 415.2 yards per game
lot.
and 28.8 points per game.
A lot.
Worst defense in the league is disgusting. So I almost, if either one of those guys were on the board, I probably would have gone that way.
That's fair.
But they weren't there, so I went with the biggest position in need, which was O-line.
Nice. All right.
Which I can't believe the first line is being taken.
At 8.
At 8.
With
Almost
all
out.
with these incredible offensive linemen on the board.
Yeah.
Which is
So-
true if you're a Bucks fan, which is good.
So we're
They're
gonna
dropping right now.
pick 9, which is me with the Jacksonville Jaguars. So
Jaguars.
the free agent, they had some kind of a couple ads that kind of make a difference. I feel like they added Tyler Eifert, so kind of eliminates maybe a tight end for this year, at least for first couple picks.
Right.
They added Joe Sherbert, the linebacker from Cleveland, to negate the Tevin Smith loss, which he just kind of quit football.
Doesn't really negate it because you're not really completely filling that.
I mean,
Tevin
yeah,
Smith was
but
a
it's
freak.
kind of like
And there's still a chance he comes
Yeah.
back, but he's got a whole bunch of
he's
mental issues
weird.
going
yeah,
on, I
he's
guess. So
They did sign the edge, Cassius Marsh, which is
Yeah.
a fine pass rusher, and they also signed. Yannick
Ngakoue.
Yeah, thank you.
Yannick
Thank you.
Ngakoue.
Thank you.
I don't know how I know how to say that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a tough one.
Yeah.
So I feel like with all that being said, I mean, the big needs obviously a corner because AJ Boye's gone, and now Jalen Ramsey's gone.
Yep.
And everyone's gone now. The DBs are very, very desperate. Also linebackers, but like I said, with Joe Sherbert, I feel like this kind of makes me want to go lean more towards corner with the first round pick. And the Jaguars and me personally love the freakish talent at corner. So I'm gonna go with CJ Henderson, a corner from Florida.
Well,
I
love
feel like
him.
his measurables, his athleticism is
I love
off
him.
the absolute charts.
I mean, as a Gator fan, I hate him. But
I mean, yeah, negate the whole fan things, but
Yeah.
his measurables are off the chart. Like he's freak. He's what is he? 4.4 speed. He has like a 40-something inch vertical. Like he's disgusting. He does take a couple plays off, but it kind of adds to the Jacksonville culture.
So I don't hate the pick because he's got a ton of upside, obviously.
no, it's a great pick because Jalen Ramsey and AJ Boye.
They have
The only thing I'm worried about is when's the last time a great corner came out of Florida?
Joe Hayden still playing.
Joe Hayden. Okay, but when did he come out? I mean, that's a while ago.
Wow.
That was 3 regimes ago.
That's true. Like DBU has kind of been DB bust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, who else has been a bust though besides Hargraves?
That's because that's the only guy that they've had really come out.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
they've been a
Carr.
couple.
Yeah, I mean,
Carr's not really out. Is he out of the league now?
I just question when you start to see a trend with some of these teams in college where, okay, year after year, it's like, all right, this guy's not working out. This guy's not your
Yeah,
guy.
but I don't think. Okay, I agree with you, but I
see
also
what I'm
don't
saying?
think that there's been a lot of busts from corner at Florida that you could be like, okay, it's
Hargraves maybe.
Hargraves was definitely a bust.
Marcus May was kind of disappointing.
a little
Yeah.
bit. And that guy with the last name was his Tabir.
Tabir. Yeah,
Tabir. He was
Tabir.
kind of a bust for the Lions.
Tease Tabir. Yeah.
Tabir, whatever his name was. Yeah. So I mean, I get it.
So
I
that's-
just think
that's my
CJ
concern
Henderson.
with
I
it.
think you're gonna get hopefully the best side of him in NFL, but it can very
There hasn't
easily
been enough Florida Gator DB bust for me to be scared of.
Exactly,
DB.
thank you.
I can see that.
A
Yeah.
DB corner.
I'm surprised that we have him going this high because I didn't have him. Like when I was sitting there and I was trying to figure out where I graded these guys at when we sat down and started doing our research. I didn't have him going before the top 15 to me.
I have him exactly going in this around this
Really?
area. Around
Yeah.
9. I mean,
I mean, it's not super far. I mean, we're talking
It's
5
it's
or
a
6.
home. It's a home.
I think
pick.
it's his. Like I said, it's his freakish athleticism. It's crazy. It's
It's
off
not
the
far
charts.
from home, which people
Right.
love.
Yep. It's
And
gonna
he's
put,
a
it's gonna
true-
put seats in people
He's
in
a,
seats.
and he's a true Doug Marrone, like #1 guy. Put him on
Right.
an island. He can do fine on an island.
Okay.
So that's why I would pick him. I mean, obviously,
No, yeah.
my mind kind of went left tackle here because left tackles are a little bit sliding. You would definitely want to go maybe Wirfs here or like Becton, but I'm going to go with the CJ Henderson. Like,
Oh,
your
it's
Jacksonville,
not a bad
your
pick.
defense.
It's a good
your
pick.
defense,
It's a
yeah.
good pick. And you said you need a corner.
You
replacement.
desperately need a corner.
All right, number 10.
Number 10, we got Cleveland. All right, Cleveland Browns. I mean Cleveland fucking Browns, dude.
Cleveland Browns.
Like I feel like no matter what I do, I'm gonna be blamed for Cleveland's disaster that's gonna be this season because
Yes.
they're always bad. But I'm going offensive tackle. I'm going Willis Jr.
Great
Love him.
pick.
Love
Great
him. They got the right tackle out of Tennessee.
Wait, who are you going?
You already got Wilkes.
I already took Willis off the board.
Wilkes
you
Jr.
didn't.
That's
You got Wirfs.
No,
No, Wills.
I took Jedrick Wills.
Obviously Wirfs.
No, I took Jedrick
Oh,
Wills.
I'm going Wirfs.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going Wirfs.
Whatever.
I thought you said Wirfs. I apologize.
You're good. You're good.
Because they got Jack Conklin out of Tennessee.
Yeah.
Right.
At the right side. They still need a left tackle, and I'm going Wirfs. I mean,
It-
I have
it
him
makes
as a-
perfect sense.
I'm sorry. I thought you had him. I have my number 1 graded tackle
As worse.
as Wirfs.
Oh, wow. So you kind of slid into that.
So I kind of slipped it. I didn't know you had. I thought you were
So
getting
I
him.
have worse as my number 1 graded tackle. However, I thought Jedrick Wills was gonna be a better pick for Cardinals,
All right,
which is why
yeah.
I went that route.
But I'm
I think,
going
yeah, I
Wirfs.
think the Wills from Alabama is actually more pro ready, where
Right,
Wills
which is
has
what the
more
Cardinals
raw
need
talent
right
to-
now.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think he has more
Well, I'm
development.
going Wirfs because I think he's.
I like it.
Then you have right and left side pretty much.
Solidified. I mean,
you
you
know
need
that,
Baker,
you
you
know
need
Conklin's
Baker, yeah.
good because I mean that Tennessee offensive line was great last year.
Which is the biggest need that they've had. I've been saying it for years. Is that they have the worst since Joe Thomas left. They've had the worst offensive tackles in the league by far. It's been
like
been
you have to
pathetic.
go. Like it's, yeah. That's where I'm going. I mean,
Especially when you're still trying to save Baker Mayfield's career right now.
No.
I mean, they have weapons everywhere else. I think
Yeah.
their defense and their offense is okay enough. Like, you need to go offensive line. You have to
Yes,
to
you
attack
have to.
that.
They was getting
That
killed.
can make that
Baker's
team
getting
better.
killed.
Yep.
That can make that team
Oh,
better.
yeah,
And
absolutely, immediately.
Baker's not a bad quarterback.
No.
He's accurate. You just can't make him. He's not the kind of guy who's going to run around and make plays.
No.
He's not that guy.
He's not the Big Ben
You're
type.
asking him to do too much.
He can
Right.
maybe move in the pocket, but he can't scramble.
No,
Yeah,
he's not a
yeah.
guy who's going to run and
Yeah.
he's like a Tyrod Taylor who's going to
Yeah.
run and make plays on his
Yep.
feet. But you need him. He's
Love
a
the
good
shot.
pocket passer,
Yeah,
and you need to have protect him.
agreed. Oh, 100%
Can't
agree.
mess around with
I like that pick. I have no problems with that pick at all.
No, I think. I mean, it's tough. Who's gonna be the guy that says pick an offensive lineman in the first round's a bad idea? You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
that's true.
it's always kind of like a surefire, safe pick. That's
Yeah.
quote unquote safe pick.
If you guys
but there
remember-
has been plenty of busts in the first round.
Right. I coached offensive line. I'm of the firm belief that you have to start from
In the
front,
trenches. I
right,
believe,
from the front out.
trenches.
Always. Most important positions.